Hi everyone, my name is Nondobego Zoma. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so I create content for those who are seeing me for the first time. I create content based on faith, personal development, education, as well as financial literacy. So today I'm going to be talking about a very interesting topic, and I am going to be speaking about self love. What does self love mean to me? What does loving myself mean to me? So, this is a definition not from any textbook, but I am going to be speaking from the ground of my values, my healing, as well as my lived experience. Okay, so I'm going to be talking as omdala. Okay, basically. All right. So, what is self love for me? Okay, loving myself has many layers for me. Okay, it has many layers. It is not a destination, it is a daily practice, a choice, and sometimes hard work. Okay, it's a lot of things. Like, it has so many layers. I have to make choices every day. I cannot like say it is one, two, and three, but it's the decisions that I make every day that makes me understand that I love myself. Okay, so many times we look at love from the receiving side. We are mostly from the receiving end, so I want us to look at love like loving ourselves, so that we can be able to give love and also to be able to receive love. Okay, so for me, they bear that in mind, that I said it has many layers. Okay, loving myself has many layers. It's not a destination, it's an everyday practice. Okay, and also number one, I have 10 points that I had that I have written down, just to explain how what loving myself mean to me. Okay, so I'm gonna keep on just looking down. Okay, I have a habit of not looking to the camera, looking everywhere else but the camera. So today I have an excuse because I have something that I have written down, and just points. Okay, so I'm going to be communicating, like looking at you most of the time. I'm gonna try. Okay, all right. So self love meant I had to heal and forgive. Okay, so self love for me means or meant that I had to heal and forgive. I have loving myself means healing from my past and from the pain that has been caused by people, and also the pain that I have caused myself. Okay, so I had to realize that some of the issues that I had, or some of the things that have hurt me, is not because of people, but it's because of the choices that I've made. Okay, and I had to forgive myself for that. And it meant forgiving versions of me that didn't know better, and also it meant realizing resentment, guilt, and shame. So because I realized I cannot fully love myself while carrying old wounds that were never treated. Okay, so I had to treat myself. I had to open up some wounds, from the past, and I had to unpack it, like in details, to clean it in details. I don't know how to put this, but I had to be honest with myself, to speak to myself and say, no, maybe this is why you behave. I was my own therapist. The questions that no one can ask me, I had to confront myself and ask myself those kind of questions. Okay, so that's number one. It means healing from the past and forgiving myself, and also forgiving other people that have caused me pain. All right. And number two, it's meant for me having uncomfortable conversations with myself. Okay, like I said, like I had uncomfortable conversation with myself, asking myself, things like I question my motives, when I'm doing something. I question everything. No, why are you doing this? No, why did you comment like this? Are you jealous? Or something like, are you hurt? Something like that. What are you afraid? Are you scared? What are you scared of? I am able to ask myself questions. I am able to to have uncomfortable conversation with myself. Okay. And that requires honesty. So I am honest with myself. My mom used to say, um, if you can lie to everyone else but never lie to yourself. Ungamqambela omunye umuntu amanga, ungaqambela noma ubani, but never ever lie to yourself. So I don't lie to myself. I speak truth to myself. And I had to sit with myself and ask hard questions to discover my limitations, and to see if I can work on them, to see if I can work on my limitations, and be aware of my limitations. To look at my behavior, my traits, my patterns, and how I do things, my traits, and again to question my motives, and most importantly to catch myself in action. I like to catch myself in action, to be like, what are you doing, girl? Or what are you up to? Did you really have to do that? Well, like to be able, sometimes you speak when, even if there is that small voice telling you not to speak, but you continue to speak. So that's what catching myself means to me. Like, I catch myself in action and be like, hold on, don't do that, don't do that, don't say that. I am able, with that kind of action or control, I am able to put myself in other people's shoes, whenever there's something that is happening. So that level of self-awareness is uncomfortable, I have to tell you, but it is necessary if growth is your goal. Okay, because growth is my goal, so this is one of the most important things that I have to do. Okay, number 3 is to take care of my outer appearance. Well, I have never had a problem like taking care of myself, like outside my outside appearance, but now I do it with intention. Okay, like I do it with intention because I love myself. Like, I'm always taking care of how I look, but now I am very, very, very intentional. Like, I want myself to feel taken care of. Everything that I used to do, and because I'm supposed to do it, now I do it with intention. I bath myself with intention. I take care of my skin with intention. I do my hair with intention. I want to smell good. I want to look good. I work hard, just because I am taking care. I eat well. I have body goals now, and I have which are personal and very intentional. They are things, I don't do it for validation, even though I think I've never done it for validation before. But now I am so intentional about it. Like, even if nobody validates me, even if nobody tells me that you look beautiful or you smell nice or you are this and this, oh, I love your hair or whatsoever, it's nothing. It doesn't bother me because everything that I am, everything that you see, it's all about me. It sounds so selfish, but it's all about me. And because I deserve my own efforts, myself. I deserve my efforts as well, myself, because sometimes we want things for people to do it to us, to show that they love us, but we don't show ourselves this appreciation. We don't give ourselves much effort for ourselves. So I deserve efforts from myself as well. So self-love made me realize that, and being kind to myself as well. That's number 4. So I'm very kind to myself. I speak to myself softly. with kindness. Okay. And when I mess up or when I do something, I don't allow my mind to shout at me or to say negative things about who I am, okay? Or to say like simple things, like when I drop a glass or when I do something, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so clumsy. I don't say things like that because when I realize that when I treat myself like that, it's very easy for me to say to another person. And this doesn't sound nice. Like to say, you are clumsy. I will say to my children one day, like, you are clumsy, and why did you do this? And then I understand that this practice can also makes me more gentler to others or with others. So someone once asked me the other day, and they said, when do you get angry? Okay, I've realized they asked me this question because they always provoke me, try they say things that you can not like say to a person's face, but that person used to say those things to me. And then this one day, he came to me, and then he said, I don't know what he said, and then he was like, he was going out the door, and then he came back, and then he's like, when do you get angry? I was like, well, oh, I was like, why do you want me to be angry? And he's uh like, I want to see you, angry, you know um aggressive or say bad things to me or whatsoever. I was like, you're gonna wait for the long time if you want to see me like that, because I choose how I react. I choose how I react. I know that my emotions are not always true. Okay, so this is why I always say that when if I ever loved you, I will always love you. Even if we do not speak anymore, I will always love you, because loving you was never like a feeling. It was a decision. When I love you, I decide to love you, and I hardly decide not to love anyone. So I will always love you, even if we do not speak, because I decided to love you. So it's like that. I am still learning to control my emotions and not to act on my emotions, because emotions are not always true, are not always right. So that is where I am. That's as number 4. And number 5 is taking care of my mental health. I don't entertain anything or anyone that brings negativity into my life, or because my peace is really, really expensive, and I protect it with all means. Okay, so number 6 is respecting my boundaries, the boundaries that I made. I don't say yes when I mean no. I don't say no when I mean yes. So when I say yes, I say yes. When I say no, I mean no. So I am always very intentional. There's this one day, one guy came to me and is like, well, I was seeing this girl, and then this girl just dumped me because I said we were supposed to go somewhere this weekend, and I was like, no, I cannot go with you. And then he came to me, and then he said, I am so surprised this girl dumped me, because I chose not to go with her, and I told her that my friends just came, decided to do something else, then I'm going to go with my friends, even though we already had plans with her. And she acted very fine and very normal. But this morning I got a text that maybe we're not meant together, blah, blah, blah. So he was asking if I can do something like that to someone. I was like, well, because my no is a no, my yes is a yes. I say yes with intentions. When I say I'm going to meet you at 10 o'clock, I mean yes, I am going to meet you at 10 o'clock, right? So unless I have a very reason for not coming or for not meeting you, and my very reason is not to go with my friends when I already had plans with you. Okay, so knowing myself, I know I will dump you for that. I would dump you for this, because I'm very intentional about my yes and no's. And they were like, oh, because you are women are so emotional, and blah blah blah. Okay, but that's not the issue. When you are intentional about your boundaries, or who you let in your life or who you don't let in your life, you don't play with my time. You don't play with my time and all that. So self-love means honoring my truth even when it's uncomfortable for others. Okay, so even if it's when it's uncomfortable for others, it's when you are honoring your truth. When you say yes, you say yes. When you say you mean no, or even on simple things like there's time, it's honoring your boundaries on small things. Okay, and then number 7, it's when I enjoy my own company. I love my own company. Like, I try new things on my own. I don't wait for company. Like, I don't wait for company. I go hiking alone, and I eat out alone. I try new food, new restaurants on my own. I do activities by myself. Okay, like for example, I went recently. The one that I did, I I went hiking. Sorry, I went hiking for myself. By myself, and I enjoyed it. Okay, so because when you truly love yourself, your own company becomes enough. It becomes enough. It's not that you don't like people. For those who knows me, they know I am an extrovert and an introvert. So I'm an ambivert. Okay, so I am both. I'm a bit of both. But most likely when I'm with people, I am with people. Okay. And when I'm like I mean like my presence is there. Like you can feel my presence when I'm with people. But I am not like fully extroverted. Okay, so now the number 8 is feeding my spirit. Okay, so I said I'm going to speak from the grounds of my values. Okay, I'm a Christian, I love God, and I am a born again Christian. So I meditate on the word of God. I make time for me. That's my source. That's God is who I am. God is who I am about. Okay, and whatever I am is because of God. So I meditate on the word of God, and I pray. I make time for prayer, and also I am growing my relationship with God every day. So I try to read. I read personal development books. Like for example, the book I'm reading right now, it's called. Okay, it's there. It's too far. Okay, the book that I'm reading right now. Okay, let me see if I can get it. Okay, there we go. It's called Humble Roots. This is the book that I'm reading right now, and it's so great. It's by Anna Anderson, and it is about humility, grounds, and about nourishment of your soul. Okay, so I do things like that, and also not to spend time with people who doesn't value me or who don't value me. Okay, so alignment really 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 matters. Okay, it doesn't mean you don't talk to people, you start being stocked up or whatsoever. You talk to people, but alignment, it matters. Okay, it's very very important to know where you belong and to know where you do not belong. Okay, so I feed my spirit. So it's number 8. Number 9, learning to love and receive love loudly. Okay, so I do not. I. It's very hard for me as someone who comes from, as a black person. Let me say it, and uh, we as African, we do not like show love, like, we are not those kind of people. But again, let me not say African, let me say it depends on the character. Nowadays it depends on how you brought up and all that. So I am learning like to love intentionally and loudly, and to be able to receive love. Okay, because I have realized that I can love, you know, I can love like I love so loudly, but cannot, I am unable somehow to receive love. When when you say, when someone loves me, I don't believe that they love me, okay? And then well, let me say I did not believe that they love me, because of some insecurities, that I had, that I have worked on, that I am working on, okay? So it's a thing, like you see, I am able to see some people that are like where like are like how I was, okay? So I am able to identify that, okay, so and so is so loving and so on, but they are unable to receive love. When you loving them, they are so blindly that they think they are not loved, and so on. That's why you find that some people who commit suicide and everything, they are people that are so loving and everything, and you find that they are surrounded by people that loves them, because of something, like they cannot see that kind of love, that they are being loved. It's like when someone is a giver, and they give so much, but they are unable to receive. They're unable to receive when they are being given. And even if they take whatever it is, you see, they don't count it in their mind. They don't count it in their mind. Like whenever they talk, they're like, I always give and people doesn't give back to me. Well, I accepted that. But you find that, who did this for you? Who did that? Who, like, they cannot see the things that they are receiving. It's just something that I had to be aware of, that I have, even though I love, I have to be able to receive love as well, loudly. Like I want to receive love fully and to love openly, like to any kind of relationship, friendship, um like family, any kind of relationship. Like I want to love openly and not be afraid of loving. I am loving intentionally, again. Like I want everyone that is an encounter with me to feel loved and everything and all that. And being number 9, okay, number 10. Okay, that's the last one, okay? Being carefully with my words, okay? Or not carefully, being careful with my words. Being careful with my words. So I watch everything that I say. Like I watch everything that I say that comes out of my mouth, because words are very powerful. Words create, God created the earth and the heavens ngamazwi, through words. So that's why it's called a spell, okay? So because it can make things into existence. So I am very careful about what I say, and because